The ocean is a constant presence. It's a space to reflect. It's a place to find solitude, to truly find ourselves. My name is Maylin Chavez. I am an immigrant from Tijuana, Baja California Norte. My grandmother was an amazing cook from Sinaloa. She told stories through food, and she taught me that it was through food and through this expression that you show love. As a chef, I wanted to see what was out there, who was out there, who was growing what, to learn and understand and explore this bountiful region, an hour and a half away, the Oregon North Coast. My first adventure was with my friend Bradley Farmer, third generation butter clam diver, owner of Oregon Coast Seafood, and he's one of the very few that is diving for butter clams.
It's good to let people see what we have here. This is one of the biggest producers on the entire West Coast, if not the biggest. But
Right.
people out of the state don't really know about the butter clam.
They really don't. This is an ingredient that I first migrated towards when I moved to Portland. You know, in Mexico, we work with clams all the time. So when I found the butter clams, like, oh my God, I feel like I'm at home, and they're just delicious. They're vibrant. They're versatile.
Why don't we? So
I'm
what we got to
excited.
do is a little bit of training.
Okay, let's do this.
Okay.
My life is in your hands, Brad.
I know. A little bit of adrenaline because you're in like a hostile environment.
Great. You're selling me on it, Brad. You're selling me on it.
Tillamook Bay is just. I mean, you see all the fishermen out here.
Yeah,
You know, it has
yeah.
5 rivers that feed it.
Yeah.
A lot of nutrients. A lot like Netarts Bay, it flushes
Right.
almost completely.
Daily.
Daily.
Right? Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of your oysters will be seeded here and then transferred to like Netarts or other spots.
Just
to be-
finish off.
Yeah, to get the nutrients from that spot and what
Right.
people are looking for.
Right.
And we're gonna go get them, and then hopefully it'll all work out. Yeah.
Hopefully it all works out and I come back alive with all of my limbs intact.
Oh, you will.
I feel a little awkward in the suit, but it's all good. Size 12 shoes? I'm good. Yeah, I'm hoping for no great white sharks, good visibility, no wardrobe malfunctions, and then we'll be good to go. Or my grandmother somewhere up there, she's saying, Mika, what are you doing down there? For me, the butter clams are very reminiscent of the clams that I grew up with in Baja. I immediately just fell in love, and it felt like I had an opportunity to work with an ingredient that was so familiar and so nostalgic to me. They're sweet, they're buttery, they're salty. Taste the bay, right, Brad? I mean, you can agree that the butter clams are essentially the Tillamook coast kind of pride and joy, I think. It's this beautiful ingredient. You can make ceviches with it, you can make chowders, pastas. I mean, it's so versatile.
No, as I've always said, there's something special about this bay, what it provides to the clams.
Yeah.
Because the clams grow faster than any other bay that I've seen. It's special.
I'm gonna leave the diving for butter clams to my friend Brad. I think he's the pro, and I'm just gonna stick to shucking them, cooking them, and serving them at our restaurant. When people think of Tillamook County, you think of dairy farms. This beautiful, vast green land that is so rich in culture and so rich in its history. But behind that, you would be surprised to find these beautiful, emerging, small farms that really thrive in this microclimate. Haley and Lily are the owners of this beautiful, majestic farm called Moon River Farms. They are growing over 50 vegetables. Their value system and their approach to growing and to farming is one of sustainability. Charlie, just like, look at me, look at me.
She prefers to approach.
Hi. Hi.
We don't even use really organic pesticides. It's very minimal things. We try to just feed the soil so the soil feeds the plants. And yes, we have pest issues and we deal with them organically and by hand and with things like grow cover.
The old way, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Squishing bugs, cursing.
There you
stuff
go.
like that.
There's your pesticide.
For the most part, it's been fine though. If it's a crop that we can't grow organically, then we don't grow it.
Yeah. I think there's so many farming practices like, well, you're forcing the environment to grow something it doesn't want to grow.
Mm-hmm. Or in a season that it doesn't want to grow it.
Exactly.
Yeah, we really try to focus on crops that grow well in this environment. And I think we are lucky, at our farmers market, it's small, and if people want to know what our growing practices are, they just ask, and that seems to be fine for most people.
Yeah, for us so far, that's been part of being a community farm, is that we don't need a label because we're here to answer for our practices. I want to feed families and crank out some food and still on a community scale, and I think it's totally doable. Part of it is building structures like this.
You can get over 100 inches of rain a year out here, so it's if you don't have stuff protected, it's just basically going to drown and rot.
We are really lucky to have amazing soil. 20% organic matter is unheard of, right? Absolutely unheard of.
What makes it so great?
Yeah, it's the combination of that it used to be at one point old growth forest, and then it became dairy pasture, and it was probably a dairy for
fertilizer
close to 100 years before.
Yeah, this is amazing. The pepper notes of the baby cow and that nice little hint of spice.
Yeah, so there's some butter, and then
These are beautiful.
We don't really want to get big. We want to stay on a small piece of land and just maximize what we can do on that land and keep it healthy.
Moon River Farms is that place that truly grounds us to understand and appreciate how blessed we are to be surrounded by such bounty. From fish to shellfish to beautiful vegetables, the oyster is the one product that has my heart. My dear friend, Todd Perman from JAndy Oyster Company, decided to invite me out one early morning to work the tide on Netarts Bay. Why is Netarts Bay one of the most pristine estuaries in the country?
Everything we do is by hand, so we have to plant everything and harvest by hand. Our water goes out completely twice a day. In the wintertime, we're still on 3-foot tides, but it'll drain twice a day and we get new water. Netarts Bay is the cleanest estuary in the state of Oregon.
So oysters feed off of this plankton life that comes in through on a daily basis, making these oysters some of the best oysters in the country, I would say.
We do grow some of the best oysters in the world.
We're ready to get some oysters. So now we're going to go to this section here. So this is where you hand harvest.
Everything that we do is hand harvested.
These guys, this mud is very muddy. But anytime you see, other little clams around too, and other shells, you just kind of dig it through. You're just pretty much digging. We're digging for oysters. Look at that. It's about a 20-year-old oyster right here. It's massive. Look at that. That's gorgeous. Breakfast of champions right here. That's a huge hinge. Look at that. I just broke it off. It was a huge hint. The beautiful Netarts Bay oyster. Gorgeous little liquor, that brine. Do you know oysters have hearts?
Yeah, they do have hearts. But just eat
Little
it.
baby hearts.
Don't make a big deal. Just eat it. This was part of the whole show.
Twice.
Why do I do this?
Why do you...
That's why I do this.
And that's why I love you for doing this.
I have people.
Oh my God.
They love them, and
Oh,
it
Jesus,
brings
this
it
is
makes
amazing.
people happy.
This is pure perfection.
Yeah.
I mean, they're grassy, they're sweet, and this is that flavor that you get in Netarts Bay.
Yeah.
You don't get it anywhere else. I've tasted oysters from all around the world, and this grassy saltiness, you know, this beautiful region. You know, you see the eelgrass, you see the red rock crabs, you see the little kind of loose clams everywhere, and you get all of those flavors in this one beautiful bivalve.
Yeah.
This is. I'm very grateful for you, Tom. Very grateful.
Oh yeah,
I love you, man. You guys have to try these. They're so good. So in my happy place right now. This doesn't get any better than this. Soon we were back at the tasting room, and I was really excited to sample our catch of the day. You want to try to open this 20-year-old oyster? Felix, you want to give it a try? ¿Quieres probarlo? Why wasn't he helping me? He saw me struggling. It's 20 years old and hasn't lost its beautiful luster. All of that ocean liquor. Felix, gracias, la verdad. Se te pasaste, o sea, de repente así como bien pro. We're going to serve it on its half shell. We're going to drizzle a little bit of lime juice, a little bit of chili sauce.
It's really good.
Just when you think you've seen it all, you discover these other little hidden gems. I met up with my friend Jennifer Burns Bright in Manzanita. Jennifer is a food writer, a educator, also has her podcast. She is the expert of all things foraging, especially foraging for mushrooms in the Oregon coast.
It's an unending banquet. When you go for a walk in the forest here, it's like basically if you know what you're doing, you can eat just about anything. Yeah. We're gonna go out for some mushrooms today, right?
So excited, oh my God, yes.
Okay.
Jennifer, what are we looking for here? Like, this is a beautiful forested area. What are some telltale signs of that there's mushroom life around us?
We're going to be looking for a certain kind of treescape and a certain kind of actual dirt, soil. Okay. This is that classic Alice in Wonderland mushroom. You'll also have wonderful hallucinations and a psychedelic experience if you eat them.
Alice in Wonderland.
Yes.
Right, so definitely, I wouldn't eat this one.
I would not.
Good to know.
But also, they're an indicator of boletes, which is the species that we're looking for today.
So if you anywhere you see the Amanita muscaris?
Muscaria. Yep.
Muscaria, I'm putting the accent in there. Muscaria. So anywhere you see these, most likely you'll see boletes around
Absolutely.
in that area.
They're going to be around.
Wait,
and we
what's
know that they're around here.
I think I see something.
Yes,
Yay!
yes.
All right.
Okay.
Now we're in business. Now these are edible.
These
Yes?
are edible.
Can these get larger, or is this how big they grow?
No, that's actually a pretty small one.
Yeah.
So again, with these guys, what I like to do is I like to pull them out at the base just so I can get the most mushroom that I can.
Right.
And then these guys,
Look at that.
we're looking for a reticulated stipe. So this is like got kind of like these stripes and spots and things in there. wonderful specimen here. So king bolete, classic hamburger bun shape.
Right.
So this is what you're looking for.
Something like this, for cooking purposes, obviously roasting and thinly shaved in a salad, or just thinly shaved with a little bit of truffles and olive oil and just a little sea salt, and that just makes a perfect meal. Full of umami, if you will. Like, this is the umami mushroom.
This is an umami vehicle.
I found 2 all by myself.
Because it's got these kind of
Jennifer blew me away with her knowledge of how to hunt for mushrooms. After a few short hours, we ended up with this beautiful basket of bolete mushrooms, chanterelles, keem trumpets, and maybe a few little lobster mushrooms. No food adventure would be complete without visiting the Meridian Restaurant and Bar in Cape Kiwanda. I met up with John Nelson, the head chef at the Meridian. John is this multifaceted, talented man. For us to be able to sit down and truly find so many similarities between my Mexican heritage and his Scandinavian heritage was really inspiring and surprising at the same time.
The respect for the land and the food is really, really important. Hunting, gathering, procuring your food, handling it properly. There's a lot of Native American history in that also that is really, really cool.
People who are in the food system, chefs, oyster farmers, growers, divers, we all are part of that. We have a responsibility, and we're all stewards of the land and the ocean. And I feel that the Oregon coast is really trying its best to truly rise to the occasion and to be a part of taking care of this land that is so rich. It wasn't long before John and I headed to the kitchen to not only talk shop, get our hands dirty, but do what we do best, is play with food. I had the opportunity to cook up some of those beautiful mushrooms we foraged with our friend Jennifer, while John made his signature famous crab cakes.
those are gorgeous.
Yeah.
Nice little beautiful sear on top.
Yeah, then you get that nice little caramelization, a nice little sear, and you can see that you've got the chunks of meat in there too,
Right,
so
right.
it's really full chunks, and they're nice and tender.
It has really been such an amazing experience cooking with your staff and with you, and sharing, yourself, a little bit of your story and your family. Everybody's stories, and they all come together.
Yep, they do. Yeah,
You know,
and
and
thank you for
it's-
embracing it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's been an honor, and it's a very, very humbling. Truly, truly honored. Really am, really am. You don't have a glass of...
I don't,
But
so-
I'm going to cheers you to that.
Yeah, salute.
Saludcita. This bounty, the North Coast, is rich, and it's a gift. From the farmers to the restaurant owners, the chefs, the producers, the makers, it's a sense of community, a sense of belonging. And more so than ever before, we need that right now. We need that sense of belonging. We need to come together, break bread for the common good, share and laugh, in spite of the challenges that we face, in spite of the uncertainty of our time.